Okay, this is the final review. Okay, when they give you a problem like this and they ask you to solve the equation, you put a line right here. You put a line where the equal is. Okay, and the reason why you do that is because you often hear the teacher say, what you do to one side, you must do it to the other side. Meaning, if you do it to the left, you must do it to the right, or if you do it to the right, you must do it to the left. Okay. So step number one, eliminate parentheses, fractions, and decimals. And to do that, you must multiply. So look at the problem. Do you see any parentheses, fractions, or decimals? Okay. So what it is parentheses. So what this is distributive property. Everything inside gets multiplied by the number on the outside. So 2 times n will give you plus 2 times 3 will give you is equal. Same over here, 12 times n will give you 12n. And 12 times 8 will give you. Now, I don't know if you noticed, but there's no more parentheses, fractions, or decimals, so I'm done with step number one. Number two, combine like terms. Okay, and to do that, you add or subtract. Can I combine the left side? The answer, no, I can't because they are different, cannot be combined. Okay, can I combine the right hand side? Same problem, they are different, cannot be combined. So I'm done with number two. Number three, separate variables and constants. Variable means letters. So ask yourself, where is the letter? The answer to the letter is on both sides, left and right. Pick a side, doesn't matter. I'm gonna pick the right. So variables on the right hand side, and the other hand side I want constants. Constant means numbers only. Are both of these numbers only? 2n is not a number only. Get rid of it. Minus 2n. Remember, you must add or subtract. Minus 2n. And the reason why you subtract is the following. These are opposites. They're going to cancel. Constants, number only. Number only. Variable means letters. Do all three of these have a letter? Who doesn't have a letter? Get rid of 96. I'm going to do the opposite. Plus 96 will be negative 96. Negative 96. And these are opposites. They will cancel. 6 minus 96 will give you negative 90. 12n minus 2n will give you. Now, constant means numbers only. Number only. Variable means letters. Letter. Last step, get the letter by itself. I'm going to divide by. Get variable by itself by dividing. Divide by 10. Divide by 10. These will cancel, so the answer will be n is equal to 90 divided by 10 will give you 9 minus 9, and that is the answer. The key is knowing how to use the steps. Remember, you can use a test. You can use the notes on the final. So what I recommend is show up to the final with notes ready to go. Okay. Now, the next couple problems, they ask you to sketch the graph. And to sketch the graph, you're going to do y is equal to mx plus b. When you use that equation, you have to make sure that y is by itself. If it's not by itself, you get it by itself. Okay? And the way you get it by itself is you follow the steps that we did earlier. These steps. Okay? Now, the letters that's next to the number that's right next to the x, that is called a slope. And we define slope as rise over run. Now, rise is going to move you up or down. If the value is positive, you go up. If the value is negative, you go down. If it's zero, you stay in the middle. Don't go anywhere. The run is going to move you sideways. Positive to the right, negative value to the left. If it's 0, you stay there in the middle. Don't go anywhere. Okay? And this, the b value, is called the y-intercept. Now, when you're graphing, here's how you do it. First, you graph the y-intercept, and secondly, you graph the m. Okay? And something else, the m, this tells you the m should be a fraction. If it's not a fraction, you make it a fraction. Okay? So, they gave me this problem. Put a line where the equal is. You gotta make sure that y is by itself. Okay? It's not by itself, there's a negative, and actually it's -1. So how do I get the y by itself? You're gonna divide by -1, because I would like for these to cancel. And what you do to one side, you must do to the other side, divide by -1, divide by -1. So you have y is equal to 1 goes into 5 times. A positive divided by a negative will give you a negative. Positive divided by negative will give you a negative. And anything over 1 is the same thing. So that's it, the y is by itself. Now I can do this. What is the m? The m is whatever number is next to the x. This is my m. And remember, there's a 1 in here, so m is -1. And the b value is -5. The b value is the number that is by itself, no x, no y. So b is -5. Now, remember, the m must be a fraction. If it's not, you make it a fraction. Now, if the number on top is negative, you're going to go down. The number in the bottom is positive, you're going to go to the right. Now, to do the graph, I'm going to put in my x and y axis. Here's my y. And here is my x-axis. So this is the x and this is the y. First, use the b value, the y-intercept. Y-intercept is -5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now from here, I'm gonna go, my right is -1. Go down 1, 1 to the right. Do it again. Down 1, 1 to the right. Now draw a line between those 3 points, and that'll be your answer. And that's it. That's the equation. That's graph of the line. Okay. Now, next problem that I have for you is this problem right here. Find the measurement of angle VJI if measurement of angle KJI is 180 and measurement of KJB is 20. Now the way you do it, I'm gonna put this information on my graph. Okay, so I'm gonna do this. KJI from here to here, the whole thing will be 180 degrees. That's this right here. And measurement of KJB is 20 KJB. So this right here will be 20. And the question is BJI, find measurement angle BJI. Now what happened is the big angle got cut into 2 pieces. So I'm going to say the following. If I add the small angles, will be equal to the biggest of them all. So one of the small angles being the small angle KJB plus the measurement of the other small angle. The other small angle is VJI. And that's equal to the biggest angle of them all. The biggest angle is KJI, measurement of angle KJI. Now substitute the values, KJB. KJB is 20. Measurement of BJI. BJI, we don't know. Let's call that question mark. And measurement of KJI. KJI is 180. Now, get the question mark by itself. I'm going to do minus 20. What you do to one side, you must do it to the other side. These are opposites. They're going to cancel. You have question mark is equal to 180 minus 20 will give you 100. And that's the answer. Okay. So yes, the small angles will be equal to the biggest angle of them all. Okay. Now, last example that I have for you is the following. Same idea. The big segment, the big piece, are cut into two smaller pieces. So I'm gonna do the small piece plus the other small piece is equal to the biggest piece of them all. One of the small pieces is FE, that is this piece right here. The other little piece will be ED, and that's equal to the biggest of them all, that's FD. Now, plug in the values. What is FE? FE is 8. What is ED? ED is 3x plus, and that's equal to FD. FD is 4x plus 4. Step number 1, get rid of parentheses, fractions or decimals. We don't have any of those. Combine like terms. Step number 2. These can be combined because they're different, and these can be combined because they're different. And number 3, separate variables and constants. Variable means letters. I have it on both sides. Pick any side. I want variables over here, and I want constants over here. Constant means numbers only. Are both of these numbers only? He's not numbers only. Get rid of it. Minus 3x. We do it to one side, you do it to the other. These are opposites. They're going to cancel. So you have 8 is equal to 4x minus 3x will give you x plus 4. Now, constants, that's a constant. Good. Variable means letters. Do both of these have a letter? He doesn't have a letter. Get rid of it. Do the opposite. The opposite plus 4 will be negative 4. And what you do to one side, you must do to the other side. These are opposites. They're going to cancel. 8 minus 4 gives you 4 is equal to x. Now go back and make sure you answer the question. The question is solve for x. Did I solve for x? Yes, I did, and that is the answer. Okay, thank you.